Howdy, it's Jimerado, and this is late September 2022. We're in Vancouver, British Columbia, and I believe we're about to actually turn on. Yeah, we're about to turn on to Robson Street. Robson Street. And this is, from what I understand, this is Vancouver's kind of hip, happen, and trendy area. And for the most part, this video is just going to be our bus ride we took going up Robson Street and back down. So yeah, there's going to be some sun glare and reflection off the windows, and not my best camera work. But if you like Robson Street and you like checking out the shops and the people, you might want to watch this. It's going to be short, 5 or 6 minutes. And I don't have a whole lot to say about it. We would end up walking up and down this street a couple of times. We enjoyed it quite a bit. My wife found some clothes. I found a really cool hockey jersey that was not very expensive. And we enjoyed actually quite a bit of coffee. Several neat little coffee shops up and down through here. But yeah, it was very nice. A few quick thoughts on Vancouver. I've put up other videos on our trip to Vancouver, and this wasn't our first trip, but it was our first trip, kind of really to the main area of Vancouver. Man, yeah, we had a good time. To me, it is a clean city. It has its issues, but for a big major city, I thought they were doing a pretty good job of keeping things, clean. I felt comfortable there. We were not approached by anyone for money at any point. The whole 4 or 5 days we were here. I did see people kind of sitting on the corner with a little sign up, asking for change. But we weren't approached by any aggressive panhandlers, which was nice. We did go down through Hastings, which is kind of their, quote, bad neighborhood, I guess you might say. And we took an Uber through there. And it's a bit of a different world. And I think I'm going to put up a video about that later, just because it was different. But yeah, especially through Robson, everything was very cozy, nice, clean, and we had a good time. This, though, we're taking a bus from our hotel to the Capilano Suspension Bridge Park area. And actually, I think we're coming back from the park now. We're kind of going back down Robson the other way. But yeah, something I found out was that, especially Capilano, I think I'm pronouncing that right, they offer a free shuttle from a couple of spots right in downtown Vancouver. So there is a, right by our hotel, there was a free bus service that would pick you up and take you to that park. And I thought that was pretty cool because before we went here, I had looked up and found, where you could, there were like shuttle services and places that, would take you there, for, price of admission plus a little fee. And I'm glad we didn't pre-purchase any of that stuff because there was a free bus that did that for us, and that was pretty cool. So this is us using that free bus service back and forth. And Robson was not far from our hotel either. It was only a few blocks away. We walked over to it a couple of times and just we enjoyed it. Lots of fun shops. I guess that's the best way to say it. Shops, good places to eat, and just a fun place to kind of walk around, people watch, that sort of thing. It's always funny to me if I'm somewhere for a couple of days. You're there, you have a good time. But if you're there for 3-4 days or more, you almost start to learn the place and get almost like a local feel to it. Not to compare myself to a local after my few days here in Vancouver, but there were just certain areas we kind of learned. Like, I think I know the layout of downtown Vancouver pretty good after this trip. And from our hotel, which was, again, just a few blocks from here, man, you would step out the hotel door and to your right, maybe 50, 100 steps was a Tim Hortons, and to, the other side, to the left, 50, 100 steps was another Tim Hortons. And we got to where we enjoyed Tim Hortons. We signed up for their app, and we got a few deals before we left the area. We enjoyed some of the other coffee shops through here, but yeah, Tim Hortons is kind of a nice, it's good coffee, and it's economical, and they also had good breakfast sandwiches, we learned. And decent, they had some wraps. I like their wraps okay. There are Tim Hortons here. There's none close to where I'm at right now. It's definitely a smaller chain in the U.S., but it's a bigger deal in Canada. And we got to where we learned to like Tim Hortons. And just thought I'd mention that. There were a couple of great coffee shops through here. I think it was right off of Robson, was Incognito Coffee. And that was a really nice little coffee shop that we stopped at and liked. I think there's a JJ Bean through here. And we didn't stop at the one here on Robson, but we did stop at another one. And that was probably one of my favorite coffee shops I've encountered, period. Just a really nice coffee shop, nice vibe, plenty of seating, and they had oat milk out. If you prefer oat milk over cream and that sort of thing, they just had it out. You could fill up your cup as much as you wanted. You didn't have to pay extra for it. So I thought that was pretty nice. And I just wanted to mention that. And I forget the name of this place. This was a great little kind of coffee cafe place that my wife and I found on Robson. And we had nice little snacks and drinks. But yeah, Robson Street, Vancouver, British Columbia.